Welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. We come to you from San Diego and from beautiful Petco Park. It is game 2 of this 3-game set, the Padres and the Cubs. And welcome into the broadcast booth. John Sciambi and the former Cy Young Award winner Rick Sutcliffe. Taylor McGregor will join us coming up. A win last night. Kyle Hendricks was razor sharp. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, how about the offense? Finally, after some slow times with the bats, they got things going last night.
Yeah, you know, they faced some really tough pitching, but they faced another good pitcher last night in the young Mackenzie Gore, but they were able to get it together. I just love the approach from top to bottom. You got Jason Hayward hitting ninth. He's scoring a couple of runs. He's getting on base. That feeds at the top of the order, and the next thing you know, you put up a 6 spot.
One of the guys that is really starting to get locked in. He's been hitting the ball hard all year, Wilson Contreras.
You know, he really picked up from where he left off in September last year when he got healthy. He's been healthy. He loves the designated hitter role. He's been getting on base. He's hitting with runners in scoring position. And how about the job he's done in the leadoff role? I mean, we've always looked for somebody to fill that hole. He's been the guy. I think he really enjoys being that guy.
Tonight for the Cubs, the debut in a Cub uniform of Wade Miley, a lefty with that good cutter. What are you expecting?
I'm excited about this. Okay,
yeah.
Last night was great to be able to pick up the win. All of a sudden now you get Wade Miley back. He's a number 2, number 3 guy. He's had a lot of success in the past. He was a guy that threw pretty hard early, had a big curveball. Then he went through kind of a dry spell. He's reinvented himself. He had an outstanding year last year with Cincinnati. We look for more.
All right, let's take a peek at our Liberty Mutual field coverage. You look at him at 11, 12, and 13. Did fine work, a 3.54 ERA. But the 18 through 21 stretch, that's where he really started to lean on his cutter beginning in 18 with Milwaukee. We'll see more of that tonight. The cutter and the changeup in our Liberty Mutual field coverage. Wade Miley. All right, so Mike Clevenger gets the start for the San Diego Padres, and a guy coming off Tommy John surgery. He's 1 start in.
Yeah, he is. And, you know, he was supposed to pitch last night, but they gave him a couple extra days. He threw 95 pitches in his start against Cleveland. They thought he needed a little bit of rest to try to keep him healthy.
All right, still to come, we will break down with this guy, our Nissan Breakdown segment, Kyle Hendricks last night. And here's a tease. Kyle's going to join us coming up in the 3rd. We'll interview him from the dugout. Rick Sutcliffe breaks down the Professor's start. We'll have more from San Diego after this. Is brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer. We invite you to check out Hyundai's all-star lineup of SUVs, sedans, and hybrids. By Advocate Healthcare. Let's live well and make the most of every moment, game day, and every day. By Wintrust, proud legacy partner of the Chicago Cubs and exclusive home of Cubs checking. And by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Back here in San Diego, Kyle Hendricks absolutely masterful last night. Time now for the Nissan Breakdown. We saw Hendricks dealing last night against the Padres. Let's talk about intended zone, shall we? 2021, the on-target leaders, that's within 2 baseballs of the intended zone. Kyle Hendricks was 2nd, Wade Miley 9th, both well above major league average. So Wade Miley tonight, the hope, the expectation is he's going to hit his spots.
Yeah, I think Kyle Hendricks was about 89% last night. I mean, the glove of Yan Gomes hardly ever moved. You're hoping for more of the same with Contreras behind the plate. And, you know, you wonder why the Cubs picked up Wade Miley when he was available. Well, last year he absolutely owned him. He was 3-0. His only win in September was against the team from the north side, so they grabbed him. I mean, he's a guy, he's a lot like Kyle Hendricks. You mentioned Boog, he's going to use that cutter. He's going to run it in on right-handers, and then when all of a sudden he gets him off the plate, he's going to turn it over with that soft changeup. You hope it's a busy night for the infield once again tonight for Chicago.
That was our Nissan Breakdown. Choose Nissan today for great offers on their most exciting lineup at nissanusa.com. Coming up, lineups and first pitch. It's the Cubs, the Padres, game 2 from Petco. Of this 3-game set, the Cubs and the Padres, and Cubs making some moves pre-game. For more on that, we send it downstairs and we say hi to Taylor McGregor.
Boog, lately it just seems to be like roster moves have been the name of the game. Because Wade Miley is making his Cubs debut coming off the 10-day IL, we expected there be a move, and for him, Michael Hermosillo is going on the 10-day IL with left quadriceps strain, but also Nick Madrigal is going to go on the 10-day IL with low back tightness, something that he felt in last night's game, but just didn't bounce back well here today. Ildemaro Vargas selected from AAA in his spot, and to make room on the 40-man for him, Adrian Sampson has been designated for assignment. Also want to point, Seiya Suzuki was in the starting lineup to begin the day, but he has been scratched, just still dealing with that right ankle soreness, something that he didn't really feel like was 100% at the end of warm-up, so they're just taking it precautionary, and he is available off the bench.
All right, Taylor, thanks. And Mike Clevenger taking his warm-up tosses. So let's take a look at the Cubs lineup. It's brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ortega will lead it off, followed by Contreras, Happ, and Wisdom. Ribas, the San Diego kid, to start at first. Horner, Hayward, Gomes, and VR. And that lineup will go up against Mike Clevenger, starting pitcher for the Padres. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Man, I was all ready to read that promo. I know I missed it last night. I know I was in a lot of trouble right off the bat, but we got Clevenger on the mound, and he's a handful. He's just back for his second start. He had a second Tommy John surgery done a little while ago, a couple years ago. This guy's good. I mean, he was outstanding. He made his debut with Cleveland in 2016, solid in 17, 18, and 19, and the Padres are expecting more.
Defensive setup for the Padres behind Mike Clevenger. It's brought to you by Ford. Profar, Zokar, and Myers is back and healthy for them. Machado, Kim, Cronenworth, and Hosmer third to first. Gold Glovers on the corners, and Austin Nola behind the plate. So Rafael Ortega set to climb in on a coolish night in San Diego. Clevenger going with the pigtails. The pitch. And the first offering is in for a strike at 95.
Yeah, when he came out to begin with, looking at him as he walked to the bullpen from behind, I thought, whoa, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh no. Tightened up a little bit.
Next pitch missing. Clevenger will go with that changeup, the four-seamer. Working a cutter and a slider and the occasional curve. And yeah, he's a little fidgety out there.
We got complete opposites on the mound tonight.
But that starting spot right for him is kind of the ants in your pants thing, right? He's always moving and moving and moving.
It's just about creating a rhythm for him, trying to upset that's at home plate with a bat in her hand.
Up and in. And so now the count is 2-2. Ants in your pants, not a technical term. Not a technical pitching term, by the way. Clevenger, 31 years old, native of Jacksonville, Florida. Breaking ball inside. He was originally drafted by the Angels back in 2011. Padres got him from the Indians August 31st of 2020. The scout that signed him, legendary scout for the Angels, Tom Kochman, Casey's dad, signed many a quality big leaguer, including the likes of Howie Kendrick.
You know, and the thing I think about, Boog, when I look back at the trade that the Padres made to get him, I mean, they gave up 6 guys. They gave up Cal Quantrill, they gave up Naylor, who had the big night last night. Owen Miller's a good-looking young hitter. Austin Hedges went over there. Obviously, the Padres had what the Indians needed. They had that strong farm system. That's what the Chicago Cubs all of a sudden have again.
That one bounced up the middle and a rocket for a base hit into center field. So good start there as Ortega comes up with the hit.
What an at-bat. I I mean, you mentioned all of the things that Clevenger can do. He can spin it, he can reverse it, he can touch 98 with that mile-an-hour fastball, able to foul off the one who's up in the zone. Finally got kind of a mistake, able to take it right back up the middle. And the Cubs hoping for the same success tonight that they had last night. When they scored their first 3 runs, it was in an inning when they got the leadoff man on base, as they do now.
104.3 on the exit velocity. And now time called as Contreras steps out. Wilson 3 more hits last night, 7 for his last 11.
I like how Wilson there, as he got in the box, he was looking at Ortega. I'm sure that they have a sign on when, you know, if I get a good jump, I'm going. Wilson, with all the experience that he's had with hitting in runners in scoring position, all right, if you want to go, give me the sign. I'll be happy to take a pitch to get you into scoring position. If not, I'm going to go to work.
That's it for a strike.
We know that the Cubs don't have a lot of team speed. They don't run a whole lot, but you see with Clevenger that big high leg kick. I mean, that's some time to get a couple of steps.
Man at first, nobody out. Contreras waits. And a foul ball. Wilson, one of the things you really like about where his numbers sit right now, he's cut his strikeout rate way down. It was almost 29% last year, a career high. It's down to 19% of his plate appearances. And again, starting to heat up in this his free agent year. 0-2. Wouldn't chase.
You know, we talked about it last night. Him scoring from first base on that double by Suzuki. he's got a lot of ability. There aren't many catchers that could have done that. Of course, Suzuki was in David Ross's original lineup, and I guess after batting practice that ankle just wasn't healthy enough to play.
Contreras fouls that one back, and it remains 1-2. Yeah, Seiya got the scoring started with a double into that left field corner last night, knocked in the first run of the game. Right here with Contreras up, no shift, and it stands to reason. He's got 13 hits to the opposite field for the Cubs, most on the team. Inside.
Man, you are seeing the baseball really well when you can lay off that changeup. We've seen 96 miles an hour with the fastball. That changeup started out right down the middle, had the rotation of a fastball, but somehow Contreras could see that it wasn't a fastball, and the movement took it out of the strike zone.
That one grounded off of Clevenger, and then it squirts out into center. Wilson not stopping. He's racing for third, or I should say Ortega into third, Wilson into second, and they're at second and third, and that one rocketed back up the middle and ricocheted off the pitcher. So the Cubs in business, second and third, and Ortega aggressively getting to third.
You know, when we got to town, there were a lot of people talking about the defense of the San Diego Padres. You don't see it on this play in any way. That ball's up the middle. It's kicked off of it. You got an opportunity to knock it down. You don't knock it down. The next thing you know, the throw goes to third base. What are you thinking there? Contreras was outstanding in reading that throw, knowing there was no cutoff man. He easily gets into scoring position.
So now they're at second and third as Ortega busted it all the way down there. And it's Ian Happ. Cubs looking to strike first. Ground ball. Oh, my goodness. Clevenger now has Ortega hung up. And now it's Nola. Machado puts the tag on Ortega. Happ gets down to second. So they basically traded out, and the base runners stay the same, second and third. Is there anything Ortega could do differently there?
No. He's anticipating that the ball is going to get by. I don't know if there was a contact move or not. I mean, the last one got by him. The next thing you know, he's in the rundown. And look at him. I mean, he's looking at Contreras. Come on. They're not going to get me. They're not going to tag me. And then he's going to take enough time so Ian Happ can get back out there in the scoring position. It's just bad luck. I mean, it was a nice play on the part of Clevenger.
I think that went 1-5-2-1-5.
I'm going to trust you on that. That's what I just wrote down. I didn't know what I was going to write down to begin with.
Wisdom swings through that. And strike one on Patrick.
And that's just some tough luck on the part of Ian Happ. I mean, 2 or 3 feet either way. You advance the runners, you pick up a run. Clevenger knows exactly what he's got in front of him now. Okay. Got a guy up here that strikes out a lot. I don't need my defense now. This is where a guy that has a lot of ability can get that strikeout.
Wisdom spoils that one.
I mean, you look at those first 2 pitches, and all right, they look like strikes, and then they're out of zone. Then you get one like this. I mean, that's the hard thing to understand about Patrick Wisdom and all those strikeouts. That's a cookie. It's laying up there. Just do something with it to pick up a run, but wasn't able to do that.
0-2. Wouldn't bite that time. A ball and 2 strikes on Wisdom.
So much potential with Patrick Wisdom. I mean, it's obvious why he was a first-round draft pick. We saw the defense last night. I mean, he's got a cannon down there at third base. Can hit the ball as hard as anybody.
Ball and 2 strikes, second and third. Wisdom waits. Clevenger deals. A little bit high. Clevenger, I mean, you consider pitching in the American League from 2017 through 2020. You add the 4 starts with the Padres, but a 2.96 ERA. When healthy, pretty darn good. And a swing and a miss. And now there's 2 away. All right, time now for our keys to the game. And they're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Rick Sutcliffe, what do you got?
Well, we talk about let's get it started. I mean, we've already talked about getting that leadoff man on base, led to 3 runs last night. Oh, what a feeling. You tweeted it out. I was listening to Lionel Richie. I had my feet tapping right there. Yeah, you won a ball game last night. You win tonight. You win a series. That hadn't happened for a while. And keep those goose egg coming. Yeah, we're talking about what Wade Miley needs to do on the mound. The Padres have not scored in 26 of the last 27 innings they played.
Here's Rivas now. And that one in there for a strike. You know, come for a Cubs win here on Marquee Sports Network, but stay for the Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling references. Chatted with Rivas pregame. Taylor mentioned had family here to watch last night. San Diego kid. I feel like we have the back screen, the netting really wired well for sound tonight. It's especially loud. It's at least in my head. There we go. I don't know whether that's feeding directly to my headset or.
Where's your dial at? Oh, your dial's way up above mine. Yeah.
Rivas back in, awaiting at 0-2. Shot back to the mound. And Clevenger able to get out of it. Cubs got the first two guys on with singles, not able to cash it in. Wade Miley, his Cub debut when we come back. Four Padres coming up to hit. Their lineup is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Jake Cronenworth, an all-star last year, leads it off. Profar and then Machado. Machado and Hosmer, the heart of that lineup so far. Myers, Voit, Kim, Nola, Azokar, and a Padres team that is 8th in the league in runs per game starting pitch for the Cubs. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Wade Miley, 12-game winner a year ago. Healthy 5 days ago in a rehab start. Went through 4 scoreless innings with, what, 41 pitches?
And I mean, it is quick. When you talk about pace, he likes to move it along. And that quickly, it is 0-2 on Cronenworth.
You know, he saw a lot of that last night with Kyle Hendricks, the patience that Cronenworth's trying to show in that leadoff spot, and then expand the zone to put him away.
3 pitches and he's gone. 1 down. I mean, just absolutely carved him up.
You know, you pay attention. You learn how to watch the game, and that's exactly what Wade Miley did last year. Kyle Hendricks pounded the zone early on Cronenworth, and then he got him to expand right there. All right, if he's not going to adjust, I'm not going to adjust either.
But he is a guy that just likes to dictate tempo. I talked to Iowa Cubs play-by-play man Alex Cohen about his start.
Okay.
And he said he threw 4 shutout innings and it took 37 minutes. And Alex said, I was kind of out of breath.
There you go.
I believe it was a game you and I did together in Houston. If not, I was with Rossi, but I think I was with both of you. That one hit on the ground out to short. Horner collects and throws out Profar. But we had Wade Miley and Kyle Hendricks. And I mean, it was just non-stop how fast the two of them were together.
How long ago was it? A couple years?
Yeah, 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe.
You know, I've only got about, I think, 30 games in the scorebook that I have now. So I'm not going to find it here. We'll ask Rossi about it after the game.
There's Carl. He's going to join us coming up shortly. Chat with Kyle Hendricks. So 2 away after Miley gets Cronenworth and then Profar. And look out for this guy. And Sut the cut fastball. That was the big change starting at 18. The pitching coach for the Brewers, Derek Johnson, said you got to throw that pitch more. So in 17, he threw the cutter 14.3% of the time, and then it exploded to 41.3% of the time, and he's leaned on it ever since.
Well, I thought you had a great graphic when you talked about early in his career he was really good. I mean, he lost the Rookie of the Year to Bryce Harper.
And that time, Machado takes out of the zone for the walk. All right, defensive setup for the Cubs is brought to you by Fubo TV. And here's the look behind Wade Miley. Hap, Hayward, and Ortega. Jason with those 5 gold gloves. Wisdom, Horner, VR, Rivas, who handles the glove nicely at first. And Contreras behind the plate.
I just love watching Wade Miley out there. I mean, he's just got it all together. He sees Manny Machado putting that thing on his hand in case he has to slide for some reason. He goes, really? Let me pick you off here.
Hosmer beats the shift. That one bounces up the middle. Machado not stopping. And they're at first and third. Well, Eric Hosmer, a guy who hits the ball on the ground. And for left-handed hitters these days, that's usually death. But this year, he's been finding spaces, and he did that time.
I mean, you don't want to change a thing as a pitcher. You look for that soft contact. I mean, that's just a can of corn right there. If the shift is completely on, I mean, that's the third out and the inning is over with. But in that situation there, they did not have 3 guys on the right side of second base, and it might have cost him an out.
That one hit softly to third. Wisdom charges, unloads, safe. Will Myers beats it out. A run comes in. And the Padres jump on top 1-0. And man, some tough luck right there for Wade Miley.
I don't know that Wisdom could have done it any better. I mean, let's see how he gets out of the box here. Yeah, he's leaning in that direction. I mean, that was all he needed to get down there. Still possessing enough speed to beat it out. Wow, we talked last night about the bad luck for Nico Horner offensively. I mean, the exit velocities in this inning and giving up a run, just not normal.
Big swing from Voit. And a count 1-1 on the designated hitter. Both Myers and Voit back off the IL today. Myers last played April 26th. For Voit, out with a biceps injury. He hadn't played at the big league level since April 22nd.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, as well as Bob Melvin's team has played, they got a chance to get a lot better. Those additions you mentioned tonight, watching Blake Snell and Drew Pomeranz long toss the last couple of days, they seem to be pretty close. And then, of course, the big guy that they're looking forward to getting back is that terrific shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr.
And by the way, I want to send our best to Bob Melvin, who will undergo prostate surgery tomorrow. No official word on a diagnosis. He's hoping to miss about 6 games, but just been really in some pain and dealing with gastrointestinal issues. So we wish Bo Mel the speediest of recoveries. Not managing tonight. Francisco Cervelli over there on the right. And that one outside. Ryan Christensen, bench coach, doing the managing this evening. Three and 2. And he walked him. Well, he got the first 2 guys lickety split, and now they're loaded up and just trying to keep it a 1-run game.
Outstanding at bat there by Luke Boyd. He got him to chase that changeup for the second strike. Came back with 3 more of it and couldn't get the same result. You know, you add those 2 guys to the lineup, and it gets just longer and longer and tougher to get through.
I think one of the other things to contemplate here, I mean, at the high end tonight, you're looking for Wade Miley to give you 65, 70 pitches.
Oh, you're exactly right. He threw those 40 pitches in those 4 innings, and he went down and threw 15 more in the bullpen. I like this. I mean, I don't know that Wade Miley's going to like it, but let's just take a breather here. I mean, if you're Tommy Hotovy, you come out and you go, hey, man, you've done nothing wrong.
Yep.
There's just some bad luck there. You were careful with Machado. You couldn't get Voit to chase. A couple of ground balls got through. I'm just giving you a breather, brother. You got everything going on for you. Let's get an out right here, get back in that dugout, see if we can't make something happen.
Miley, who the Cubs picked up in November off waivers from the Reds. And Wade dealt with some elbow inflammation basically as soon as he got to camp. And so that's the reason for the late start. Originally drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, first-round pick in 08. At the big league level, he has pitched for Arizona, Seattle, Baltimore, Milwaukee, Houston, Cincinnati, and now he's a Cub. The 2-0.
an absolute horrible start. Second and third, nobody out, and you don't score.
Three and one now, and no place to put Ha-Seong Kim.
This will be the 24th pitch.
And that one bounced foul and past Matt Williams, who does the coaching at third.
Both the strikes have been on that cutter. Can he throw a changeup for a strike here? Kim has not seen that pitch. I think it's the right pitch to throw.
Hosmer at third, Myers at second, Voigt the runner at first, 3 and 2. 2 outs, here it comes. And it's chopped foul again down that third baseline.
Instead of running it in, they tried to backdoor it out there on that outside corner. And again, soft contact, but no out.
And the overall, when Wade Miley is at his best, soft contact is what he's going to do. Doesn't generate a ton of swings and misses. That time, misses down and in, and he walks in a run. It's 2-0 Padres.
He just missed. I was thinking changeup. Maybe getting to chase it. He comes with that cutter down and in. You can see Contreras there trying to frame it, but Scott Berry behind home plate, one of the better umpires in the game. I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad game behind home plate.
Next offering missing to Austin Nola, Aaron's big brother. Finally trying to keep the damage right here. Chopped towards third. Wisdom has it and fires him out, and that ends the inning. Well, a little longer inning than Wade Miley was looking for. He got off to a good start at a bump in the road, end of one, and Padres lead at 2-0. Back here in San Diego, Padres lead the Cubs 2-0. And a reminder, on Monday, May 30th, 12:05, we're stepping into the ring with WWE during Game 1 of Cubs-Brewers doubleheader, and fans who purchase tickets through the special ticket offers page receive a special edition Cubs and WWE fanny pack. Fans are encouraged to stop at Gallagher Way for WWE-themed activities and photo ops. Scan the QR code or visit Cubs.com/specials.
I mean, that's perfect timing on that promotion. I mean, we almost brawled with Milwaukee that first series. Remember that? Keegan throwing at McCutcheon. We got action. We got people jumping over the wall from the bullpen to get in.
Let's play the feud. A pitch in for a strike. All right, son, I want to count the Mike Clevenger. So let's see how many times. So now he's 1, 2. I got started late. Try it again next time. Stand by. On the ground out to short. Kim. Roll a little high. Hosmer hangs onto the base. Nico Horner retired, one away.
You think he does the same number every time?
I think it's close. I think yeah, or just that is his rhythm. Let's see what he does here against J.A.
You're going to count the taps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Step back.
All right, that was a ball.
Yep.
So he probably won't do that again. Maybe a little quicker. Maybe 7 this time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step back.
Yeah.
Can I do it one more time, everybody? I know you all want to just punch me right in the face. I understand.
I'm on record saying 3, I don't recommend
4,
this for the
5,
high school
6,
kids out there.
7, 8, step back. Yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. It's 8 and then a step back. I'm weird, people. You know this. Sutton, you've been dealing with me forever. You know that I observe the. I don't know what I want to know what he's doing. Here's what we'll do: 8 and then a step back.
I will ask him tomorrow. Okay, bud.
Yep. Hayward gets a piece that time. And the count 2-2 as we welcome you into the Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you, John Chomby, Rick Sutcliffe. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty electric too, though.
Golly.
This guy's got some ability right now.
Yeah,
oh yeah. And as you've heard me say before, you let the freaks freak.
Yeah, no doubt. And he's, the stuff has never really been in doubt. You saw that velo bump up in Cleveland. He had some stretches where he had trouble sustaining velocity. But, yeah, pretty electric indeed. They have the shift on against Hayward. 3-2. And that's pulled foul and into the Padre dugout. Everybody all right?
I talked to some old friends in Cleveland about Clevenger a couple days ago. You remember when he got in all that trouble when he violated the COVID protocol, and then he lied to the team, and the next thing you know, he's gone. I mean, they just talked about him being a free spirit, but they talked about him being a great guy, a lot of work with charities.
That one drilled down the line, but foul.
But with Terry Francona, I mean, you saw what he did with Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Trevor threw the ball over the center field fence in Kansas City. He gone. He don't want an elephant in the room, man. He just don't.
Hayward back in, Clevenger back to work. And he walked him. Well, Jason with a couple of hits and a stolen base last night. And gets on base. An 8-pitch at bat for Hayward with 1 out, a man aboard. And it'll bring up Yan Gomes. Taylor McGregor mentioned earlier Seiya Suzuki scratched from the lineup. He was originally in there hitting second as the DH. Jammed that right ankle into the base last night on a ground ball he was trying to beat out. How good was Yan Gomes last night and being on the same page as Kyle Hendricks?
I mean, Kyle mentioned that when he talked to Taylor in the post-game interview. I mean, the glove I don't remember Kyle shaking him off. I mean, they were just in sync, and you talked about the machine that he had on his leg and the earpiece that they never got to because there was never anybody on second. That was amazing.
Watch this. In the 8th, David goes to shake his hand, and Kyle didn't shake his hand. All right, good job, buddy.
Leave me alone. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm going back out.
David Ross's version of that conversation, Tommy Hotomy was standing next to him, and it was kind of, all right, good job, buddy. I'll finish it in a second. 0-2. In the air, and that one popped up. Cronenworth is called off as Okar makes the grab, and there's 2 away. So he sticks his hand out and he says, all right, good job, buddy. And Kyle kind of leans out of the way, and Tommy Hotomy looks at him and goes, hoo-hoo, you're going to have to go have a conversation.
Kyle in the post-game interview with me had mentioned that it required a conversation with Rossi. I go, well, what did you say? He goes, well, I didn't really have to say much, just that I wanted to go back out there. I think his face in that video he just showed you said it all.
That was great. Really, really good.
I know one thing. I know you're going to ask Kyle about that, about not shaking his hand.
That's right.
When do we get him, Kyle?
Top of the 3rd.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to that.
Pitch to VR, misses the mark.
Do I get to ask a question?
Absolutely. As many as you'd like.
Okay. Well, just one. I'm not sure what it is yet.
Yeah, he just carved him off last night. The changeup was sensational. Man at first. That's Hayward. Jason diving back in.
Well, you can have a high leg kick and be a little bit slower going to home when you're that quick to first. A lot of guys try to take that lead where they at least get out there to where the grass is cut off there, and nobody's gotten even close to that because of his quickness.
Villar getting to start at second base. It was announced that Nick Madrigal would go on the IL with some back issues. Ildemaro Vargas, who was with the team on the taxi squad, now active.
Doesn't it seem like the whole 40-man roster's in that clubhouse
Yes.
right now?
Yes, it does.
I talked to Justin Steele today for a little bit, and it was that thumb thing that just all of a sudden acted up on him, whether it was a cramp or he didn't know exactly what it was, but he was in pain. He thinks he's going to be okay pretty soon.
Line back up the middle. That's a base hit for VR. Hayward will stop at second. And the Cubs have 2 on with 2 outs. And back to the top of the order for Rafael Ortega.
Tell you what, if I'm one of the everyday players for the Chicago Cubs, I want to hit 9th. That hole has been hot, man. I mean, that is a bullet right back up the middle. Jason Hayward with a lot of luck hitting in that nice spot. A couple of runs, a couple of hits last night. .214. I mean, it was just 200. One hit, and the next thing you know.
That one way outside against Ortega.
It makes me think of Kyle. I mean, in his ERA, how high it was. You throw 8 zeros up there, you're right back where everybody expects you to be. I don't see a home run yet for Ortega. It'd be nice to put something underneath that HR.
Cubs 9 spot, by the way, 25 hits this year, and that is tied for 4th in the majors.
Wow.
That was fed to me in my headset. I didn't have that off the top of my head. You were looking at me like.
You know what was fed to me in my headset last night? You said something funny about me, and somebody blew a snot bubble.
Yeah. Well.
Baby.
2 balls and a strike on Ortega. One of the things Rafael has done this year is really up the willingness to take a walk. His walk rate at 12.5%. So he walks 12.5% of his plate appearances. If you're wondering what major league average is, 8.7%. How about big league offense, by the way, right now? Rick Sutcliffe going into today. And there's a look at just some of the changes for him. Going into today, the major league batting average was .233. That's a strike.
Everything that the commissioner's office has done the last couple of years has been to try to create more offense. I remember the first time I walked into Joe Maddon's office when he was taking over as the manager of the Cubs back in 2015. He says, we figured out the defense with the shifts. We know what we're doing with the pitching, with all the breakdown. We've got to find a way to help the offense. They're still looking for that.
Clevenger and Ortega, good rip at it.
That is really hard to do. 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and out of the zone, to be able to make contact with that and not chase spin down in the dirt. This is another good at bat so far for Rafael Ortega.
job right there. Nice take, and now it's 3-2.
Off and running.
Indeed, with Wilson Contreras lurking in the on-deck circle down to our left. There's Willie.
Base hit in the gap right now might get you a couple of runs and tie this thing up.
Hayward out there at second. Villar the runner at first. Padres lead it 2-zip. 2 outs, top half of inning number 2. Payoff pitch. Inside corner, and Ortega doesn't say anything to Scott Barry. Clevenger gets out of the jam. Cubs leave a couple. We're midway in the second. And fans, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Wrigley Field. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Wade Miley back to work. And Jose Azocar takes a pitch down and away, ball 1. 9-1-2. Azocar, Cronenworth, and Profar against Miley. And there's a strike. Swing and a miss. Their everyday guy in center field, Trent Grisham, off to a slow start. I mean, most of their guys besides Hosmer and Machado are off to a slow start.
It's been all about pitching, hasn't it? And the addition of Taylor Rogers down there in the bullpen to hold that late lead. They got a chance. They get Tatis Jr. back.
Sounded like he broke his bat. Horner collects, unloads in a hurry, and Azocar retired.
Who powers Chicago? We do. We consistently help create better construction, better careers, better communities. Powering Chicago, IBEW Local 134, NECA, Chicago.
So one away, and here is Jake Cronenworth.
Wade, as you know, Boog had a start against the Padres last year when he was with Cincinnati. He was outstanding. Got a no decision, 7 innings. Only gave up a couple of runs.
Oh, nice play, Rivas. Miley safe at first. I mean, a great rangy play by Alfonso Rivas. Andy Green just
you got to get over it, okay? We all know that. But in that situation, I know what Wade Miley was thinking. I was thinking the same thing. That ball's a base hit. It's going to right field. The next thing you know, oh my, what a play he made.
Yeah.
And that half step that you needed, it's not there.
Rivas pretty darn good with the glove at first. There's Profar now, switch hitter batting right. And diving back in is Jake Cronenworth.
That's an outstanding move right there. You saw Cronenworth kind of hesitate like he was just going to take a secondary lead. He wasn't going anywhere.
That one grounded back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Hayward will pick it up.
Well, if there's one situation you wanted to stay away from, I mean, when the game began for Kyle Hendricks last night, this was it. I want Machado up there hitting with nobody on. The first and second hitter last night against Kyle were 0 for 6. You just got to make a pitch.
Well, Machado and Hosmer, that combo, they have been so dangerous. And now 2 guys up, or 2 guys on, I should say. So look at this. This is total this year. Machado and Hosmer into tonight, slashing 366, 440, 577. Everybody else 179. That's the third Wisdom. They get 1.
Wow.
And they get 2. Exactly what Wade Miley needed. The 5-3 double play, and it stays a 2-run game. On the other side, we will visit with last night's pitching star, Kyle Hendricks. Carl, the professor, joins us coming up. Welcome to the broadcast. Last night's star on the mound, Kyle Hendricks. Kyle, how are you, pal? Thanks for doing this.
Of course, guys. Anytime. How you guys?
We're good. I mean, in San Diego, nice night for baseball. See the Cubbies get a few more runs. Let's talk about last night. What was it that you had working that felt so good? Because it seemed like you were comfortable from the jump.
Yeah, it was one of those things I've been working on mechanically a little bit, just staying over the rubber, you know, and really getting into my backside. Really just helps me create angle and get my fastball to the bottom of the zone. So having Jan back there last night working with me was awesome, to tell you the truth. And he really locked me in on that from the jump. Getting my fastball to the bottom of the zone with angle. And like you guys know, right off that is where my changeup works. So just getting some strikes down there, easy strikes early. Then they got to swing at the changeup. That's kind of my bread and butter. So I got to just create some more consistency there with that.
You know, we talked about it before the game began, Kyle, about your first pitch strikes, how you've been so good at that throughout your career leading up to last night's game. Last night, 21 of 29. Was that a focus?
Absolutely, man. You know the staples of pitching. Strike one is one of the biggest ones, and getting the leadoff guy out every inning. So yeah, strike one is always in the front of my mind, and I just haven't been doing a good job of that lately. And I've been getting a lot of patient hitters up there against me early, so I got to really take advantage and get that first strike. It opens up the rest of my game for me. Absolutely.
What about it? What is it for you pitching here in San Diego? I mean, is it because you grew up in this area? What's going on there?
Yeah, I think it's got to have something to do with that, man. Something in the air. I don't know, the sea salt. I don't know. There's just something that gets me. I love coming back here, man. I love this ballpark. Just reminds me of being a kid. You know, I came down here all the time with my dad. Caught a couple playoff games here. So it's just really cool. It brings me back to my childhood and just having fun playing baseball.
We were touching, you and I just talking about off air before the game about, you know, Cronenworth took that big swing at a changeup as Hosmer not able to make the play on an absolute bullet, and Happ is safe. That'll be a base hit. Wow, that was a rocket to first. So Happ is aboard. But that big swing that Cronenworth took on a great changeup, and tell me sort of how you process that in terms of, okay, here's what their approach is, or at least seems.
Yeah, exactly. When I see a swing like that, I just see, first of all, I can see the action on my changeup is right. I'm getting a lot of depth on it, and I see them kind of their approach, you know, what they're trying to do. They're trying to jump a little bit, trying to catch me out front and see the ball up. And that's where Jan came in so huge last night. Just in between every inning, just going over what the hitters were doing, kind of what their approach was, if it was changing at all, and where we needed to go from there. It was just so much fun working with him and just getting back into the rhythm of actually pitching, you know.
All right, Sutton knew I was going to ask this, so I'll just get it out of the way. My favorite part, and I didn't realize it in real time, David Ross, as you come off the field at the end of 8, sticks his hand out and says, "Nice job." And you just kind of looked at him, sidestepped him, and walked past. Will you tell me what happened there?
Yeah, you know, that's how he kind of pulls it. When he's ready for you to come out, he'll put the hand out there as you're coming into the dugout, you know. So he had the hand out, and I just looked at him. I said, "You sure?" And he said, "Not really." I said, "That's all I need to know." And I just walked right by. So you give me an opening like that, man, I'm going to take it. So I'm so thankful he gave me the chance to go back out there and try and finish that off, you know. Well, I think, like you read on my lips, probably just a bad walk.
Well, you know? That's exactly right. I mean, we thought we knew what you were saying as you walked off. He gave you that opportunity, and yeah, I mean, that was so much fun to watch. And what if, you know, I know how you think. I mean, after the game tomorrow, the schedule gets a lot easier. You got 7 against Arizona. You got Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, teams that good teams should beat. We all know what the last month of the schedule looks like. There's a great opportunity to pick up some ground there. I know how you think. I mean, that wild card, you know, the National League Central is still not out of hand.
100%, man.
Happ with a stolen base. Ian's been moving quite well. I want you to finish the question, and I got an Ian Happ question. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you know our division, it's always up for grabs. And we've had a little bit of a tough stretch playing some really good teams and run into just some good pitching, really. But like I've kind of been saying, it always starts with pitching and defense. So us starters, just creating a little more consistency of attacking, getting after guys, keeping the pitch count down to take this a little bit off the bullpen, and then playing good defense. If we stick with that, we'll beat the teams we should be beating, and we'll be in these games and have a chance to win against these good teams.
2-2 here, and Wisdom swings through that. Patrick down on strike, so there's 2 away. Speaking of good defense, as we saw the stolen base from Ian Happ, he's played really good defense in left field this year. It seems like he's moving especially well.
Yeah, he's been great out there, man. I know the work he's put in to kind of make that transition and to be better out there, and he's been solid in making all the plays, made some unbelievable plays for me. Some tough ones down the line there in Wrigley where, it's kind of hard to navigate with that foul territory over there. So you can see he's just way more comfortable out there and playing some really good baseball. And, of course, the way he's swinging it right now, it's huge for our group.
What do you see from this kid that's at the plate? Just a really calm at bat and good in the field and just trying to learn to do it at this level, Alfonso Rivas.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys. He's just a baseball player, It's who he is, just a ball player. And I think his demeanor and his personality is exactly what you see is how he plays. He's never out of control, keeps his emotions to himself, but just puts together a solid at bat. He has such good hands up there. Lets his hands work for him, and you see that over at first, making all the plays. It makes it look really easy, to be honest with you.
Hey, Kyle, I need a favor.
Always. I got you. Anytime, son.
Be careful, Kyle.
I'm always in.
There's a lot of young single guys in that dugout, and there's a really hot blonde sitting right behind you down there that I've been married to for 44 years.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
See what you walked into?
I signed up for the wrong thing here.
Yeah, you did.
You told me, Bug. Okay, I got to be watching out here. I still got you, son. Whatever you need.
I know you do. Right back at you, buddy.
Oh, that's great.
Robin's got great seats tonight.
Yeah, she does.
Thanks, VJ.
VJ took care of you.
Hooking her up.
Drilled to center, pretty well struck. A Zokar back near the wall.
Snake boys, keep me on here. I'll score some runs.
The kid from San Diego bumps one out to straightaway center.
Kyle, take it away. Play-by-play right now.
Man, look at that. Get your heater up in the zone. I didn't even see what the pitch was.
We didn't either.
See? You just needed my analysis on his swing. That was it.
Kyle, this home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, the official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Sonny, take it away.
Well, now we get to see what it was. It was a heater out and over the plate, not really elevated a lot until it hit the bat. And the next thing you know, just enough to get over that center field wall and tie this game up. How about the bad luck for Wade Miley in that first inning? Huh? That was a little bit like your last start where blue pits were falling in.
Oh, man. Oh. Guys pitching to contact like that, you're just going to get that sometimes. You're going to run into it, but it's so nice seeing him out there throwing the way he does. And just you see the way you get just attacking, coming right at guys. It's such a good pace to follow and to set for the rest of us,
It's fast, isn't it, though? I mean, you sit there and watch it. Wow, and it's like, wow, he's really. Or now, okay, we're gonna go now, huh?
Yep. We've been talking about it in here, and I told you guys we've seen him on the opposite side. We knew it was fast, we knew it was quick, but even the game starting today, we were like, geez, we didn't know he was that quick. I mean, it's another level of pace, that's for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. It's and again, it's nice that he is back and healthy, and look forward to watching both of you guys pitch going the rest of the way. Kyle, thanks so much for doing this for us. We really appreciate it.
Anytime, guys. You know it. You're the best.
Kyle Hendricks, outstanding last night. I mean, just razor sharp. And also, I love the, are you sure? That was awesome. Nico Horner swings through that, a strikeout, but the damage done. Alfonso Rivas to dead center. The kid from San Diego blasts one out, and we're starting over. It's 2-2 at Petco.
The third inning. Cubs making their first trip out west this season and their first and only trip here to San Diego. Now, every year when they come to San Diego, one of the traditions for the Cubs is to go across to Coronado Island to visit the Navy SEALs base. It's something that PJ Manville has built connections with throughout the years, and he's a part of always bringing the guys over there to take in the Navy SEALs training, learn how they do things, pick guys' brains, and also just test it out themselves. They got to head over there today and see some of the training that the guys do in the water, and then also got to partake in some simulated combat situations. So they essentially just step into a room full of screens, and it's a simulated situation. They have simulated guns, and they're pretending that they're in combat. So super cool for the guys who got to go over there. Scott Efros, Chris Martin, Michael Gibbons, Drew Smiley amongst the group that headed over there to pick the brains of these elite professionals and also test it out for themselves to see how hard it can be in combat, guys.
Yeah, I spoke to a few of the guys over there, including Jonathan Moda, who went, and they said it was just an incredible experience to get a chance to interact with the Navy SEALs. And oh, what a play, Nico Horner. Go behind the back. Great play, and there's 2 down.
I mean, it seems like we saw it every inning last night with that great defense. I know an adjustment that all of a sudden the Cubs made against Eric Hosmer. They had 3 guys on the right side of second base that last time when he hit into that ground ball to make an out, unlike the first time when that ball snuck through for a base hit.
So 2 down. Here's Luke Voigt. Walked his first time and pulls off the changeup that time. This Padre team a season ago went 79 and 83. And people may not remember this. Padres were in first place on May 30th. Wasn't the Giants, wasn't the Dodgers, it was the Padres in first place. And I mean, they went down the drain the last, basically 6 weeks of the season. On August 10th, they were 67 and 49, and they finished 12 and 34 to end the year. Ouch. Voigt accepts another walk. I mean, they were in the playoffs, and it led to the firing of Jace Tingler, and the hiring of one of the best managers in the game, Bob Melvin. Sung Kim down with 2 outs and a man at first. 2-2 game. Alfonso Rivas with a blast to center.
I gotta admit, I keep looking up at that pitch count. And, you just wonder. I mean, you don't want him hurt again. I mean, more than anything, even with all the pitches Kyle Hendricks threw last night, you knew he was fine. I mean, he was in cruise control out there, and when he walked the guy, like he said, I mean, that's when he hit a wall, and it was time to make a move.
Walks not normally a problem for him, or at least not last year. 7.3 his walk rate in 163 innings. But he has walked 4 here tonight. And of the 8 base runners the Padres have had, 6 of the 8 have come with 2 outs. On the ground, but foul of third.
A lot of people, Boog, might wonder, I mean, why was he so good 5 days ago? He didn't walk anybody. His control was outstanding. Wait a minute. I'm talking about the minor leagues. They swing a lot more pitches down there than they do up here. That's the big thing. A lot of times, good lineups in the big leagues force you to throw strikes. I mean, that's what front offices look for. You got a guy on the mound, does he throw strikes? Okay, he's ready for the big league. You got a guy at home plate with a bat in his hand, does he swing at strikes, or does he chase everything? If he chases, they're going to wear him out here. He's not going to last long.
Boyd at first. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Miley deals. Trying to go upstairs. 91 with that heater.
couldn't tell by last night because there wasn't a walk for the Padres until the 9th inning. But coming into the game last night, they led the majors in the most walks as far as their offense is concerned.
Miley frustrated as he walks Kim. And again, back-to-back walks with 2 outs. And Miley has now walked 5.
Unjunk your sleep at Mattress Firm and save up to $400 on Sealy.
Tommy Hotoby out. As Miley now at 58 pitches. Cubs, by the way, will be down to 2 mound visits after this one.
You know, Boog, I had people before the game asking me to describe Wade Miley and what do you see out there. And watching him in spring training a little bit early, particularly throwing on the side, I see a combination of John Lester and Mark Burley. I see that cutter in, and I see the changeup working fast.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good descriptor of what he is trying to accomplish. He's certainly trying to dominate with tempo.
91, 92. I mean, yeah, Johnny threw a lot harder than that when he was younger.
That one grounded off the glove. It trickles out into center field. Voigt sprinting around and coming in to score. And it's a base hit. Just off the glove of Nico Horner. Austin Nola, the RBI single. The Padres retake the lead.
I mean, you would have thought with a couple of guys on, the trouble would have come from facing Manny Machado, but he was able to get the double play to end the 2nd inning. You think he's off and cruising. The first 2 guys make outs here, a lot like what happened in the 1st inning when they were able to score 2 runs, just not able to get that 3rd out.
Zokar fouls one back. Well, the pitch count climbing, and we'll see. As Gesellman getting loose. And Zokar fouls another back. Now 0-2.
We've talked about it a lot. Once your team scores, particularly like 2 runs to tie the game up, the bottom frame or the top, whatever it would be that follows, is that shutdown inning. You want a quick inning. You want to get your offense back at it again, and just not quite able to do it.
Popped up, Rivas able to make the catch. And that ends the bottom of the 3rd. Padres, though, push across the run and take the lead, and we head to the 4th. It's 3-2 San Diego. The latest Cubs news and in-depth feature stories presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Jeff Vuk, monster baseball fan, knows the stuff. Mike Clevenger back to work. Hey, want to give a shout out to Tony Bennett, the marquee traffic manager. The birth of his first granddaughter, Sophia.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what that's about, Gramps. I love that Sut has transitioned from the Red Baron to Sut to Gramps.
Well, you're Uncle Boog.
Right.
Ryder will be in the house tomorrow.
Love it. The pitch. Yeah, that one clips the corner to Hayward, who walked and was left stranded his first time. So congrats to Tony and welcome, Sophia. Glad you're with us. That one off the inside edge. What are you seeing with Mike Clevenger in terms of sharpness and in terms of stuff?
Plus stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Below average as far as being sharp out there. Made a lot of mistakes. Got away with it. He's thrown some hanging breaking balls that up to this point a couple of guys in the lineup haven't been able to do anything with.
Prior to this year's last appearance was September 23rd of 2020. And then he had Tommy John surgery. But in spring training, he battled some knee issues. And that actually was the reason that there was a late start for him this year. And so his season debut was May 4th. Here's a look at what kept him out last year, and then knee and elbow in 2020, back and ankle in 19. So he's had trouble just staying on the field. Hayward down on strikes, and there's one away. He's also a free agent at the end of the year.
What is he now? 30, 31?
31
years of age. You talked about that great ERA that he had over there in the American League. And of course, back when they had the designated hitter, he's 44 and 23 as far as his record is concerned. That's not a lot of wins for a guy that age, but that's a pretty good winning percentage.
Be interesting to see how he pitches the rest of the year. They've gotten a lot of length from their starters, the Padres. Bob Melvin has given his starters the freedom to go a little deeper into games. It's softly on the ground up the middle. Kim gobbles it up and throws out Yan Gomes. So this year, Padres have gotten 6 innings or more from their starting pitcher 17 times. That's the most in the majors.
Nick Martinez tomorrow.
Yeah.
7 innings his last time out, and a 2-1 victory over Miami. But you know, the Cubs really catch a break by missing the big 3 for Bob Melvin's team. Got Musgrove, who looks like he's headed to the All-Star game. Darvish, the last 3 starts, has been outstanding, and I'm a big fan of Sean Manaea. I mean, he comes at you. He just seems to be having a good time out there.
Yeah, right now they're without Blake Snell, who's hurt, but should be returning soon.
I kind of look at the Padres this year as I did the Cubs in 2015, when it seemed like Theo and Jed just said, we're all in. We're all in. We're going to make some trades. We're going to bring some people over here. We're going to add some free agents. Joe Madden, new manager, Bob Melvin. How about the fact what I was just thinking about just now? David Ross, Bob Melvin, former catchers. There's a lot of those in the business, and there have been.
No question. Yep. Padres shift a little more aggressively now. It goes Kim, Cronenworth, Hosmer on the right side. Only Machado on the left side.
That's usually enough, isn't it?
Yeah, right. A swing and a miss, a strikeout, and he gets a 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-2. San Diego leads. Sports Network is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Through it all. By Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen. Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist recommended memory support brand. And by Guaranteed Rate, proud mortgage partner of Chicago baseball. Well, a peek of the Gaslamp District, right next to Petco Park. New pitcher for the Cubs, Robert Gesellman, will take over as Wade Miley's evening is over after 3 innings. So the lanky right-hander on here. See the numbers in just the 1 game, but on Saturday they needed him and he gave him some length.
he's one of the guys that I just like better when he gets to start an inning rather than coming in with traffic.
Cronenworth laces that one out towards left center. That'll roll and bang up against the fence. And Jake Cronenworth with a double to begin the fourth.
Well, we've seen it many times where they talk about a blast following a bloop, a little infield hit that he got the last time. He was able to beat the pitcher to a first base bag, comes up with a lot more confidence, not as patient as he's been in earlier bats in this series, and finds himself in scoring position.
Cronenworth, an all-star last year in Denver. Profar tried to bunt it, bunted it foul. You know, when the Rays had Jake Cronenworth, I think I touched on this last night, they actually used him as a two-way player. And he was traded in the offseason of 19 to the Padres. They went to spring training before COVID hit. He was playing infield and throwing bullpens.
Wow. He wasn't even the big name in that deal. It was Tommy Pham.
Tommy Pham, yep. Cronenworth, who is an infielder and a closer at the University of Michigan. He makes his offseason home in Chicago, works out with some of the Cubs, Nico Horner, Jason Hayward. Profar wouldn't offer that time. Yeah, the count is 1-2 on the left fielder. Sun touched on it last night. This guy has been or was a huge prospect in the Rangers organization. He's one of the top prospects, if not the top prospect in the minors. Lifts that in the air. Horner backpedaling. Oh my goodness. And Ortega rumbling through. So Ortega able to make the catch, and there's one away. And here comes Machado. Got to be careful on this spot, huh?
Yeah, but you know, you look at the spot behind him, and you got a guy hitting 350. So
yeah,
you got to pitch to him, but you're exactly right. I mean, you don't have to throw him strikes. You hope that he'll expand the zone. He's not been doing a whole lot of that. That ground ball that Wade Miley got him to hit into, that's not many people have been able to do that.
Gesellman misses for ball one. All right, and here he is, last time up. Double play brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the double warranty. 20 years, 200,000 miles, and every new car purchase. Go to ElginHyundai.com. Well done by Patrick Wisdom, huh?
Yeah, really well done. You said that a couple of times last night, didn't you?
That one in the hole. Jump throw. Horner got it. Oh, what a play. Nico Horner. We've seen that from spring training, that jump throw, and showing off that he's got enough arm.
I thought Derek Jeter retired. Huh? I mean, that's how the Yankee captain used to make this play. Looks like it might be a base hit, another RBI. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, wait a minute, I better get going.
And for the best coverage in the game, we check out our T-Mobile coverage cam. Robert Gesellman, attaboy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like passion. I know you do too.
No doubt. Looks like when Nico scored last night,
Oh.
popped up, pounded his chest, and I just feel like you see him getting more and more confident. Chopped on the ground, backhanded. Horner steadies and fires a strike to first to get Hosmer. Well done as Gesellman gets some help from the defense, pitches around a leadoff double. We're through 4 in San Diego. Cubs down a run.
The 5th inning, largely in part because of Nico Horner's defense. Outstanding here on the ball, hitting the hole. Look at him go get it off Machado, the jump throw. But what I really liked about what I saw in that inning was the play right here. Look how he sets his feet. Boog, we've talked about it many times. As a really good infielder, you got to have great feet and you got to have a good clock. All of a sudden, he got his feet set. He knew he had time. He knew the runner. He knew his arm strength. He made that an easier play than it might have been if he tried to throw off balance like he had to do on the play before that.
There's Ortega and Dow. Clevenger doing his dance and fires. The guy in the foreground there, not next to him, not Jason Hayward, but Andy Green just in front of Nico Horner in that dugout. There's Greeny. Nico's done a lot of work with Andy Green. Swing and a miss there.
Every day, right?
Every day. Pop foul it out of play.
Just a thing that's it just doesn't happen with Wade Miley. You know, the 3 runs that they've scored in both the first and the 3rd inning, 2 outs and nobody on, followed by a walk. I mean, you know, first time out.
Yeah,
it's a different deal. That won't happen again. I don't think that'll happen again this year. We just hope that all of a sudden 5 days from now he's able to take his turn again. I mean, I see no reason why not.
No, I'm with you.
But I mean, he's been so durable throughout his career.
Line drive, and that's a base hit out of the right center field. And Ortega's starting to heat up. Second hit of the game, and the leadoff man is aboard.
I just think he has better at bats when he plays. I don't think he's suited for the DH. You go back and look at a bunch of the at bats. I know his average is about the same when he plays the outfield and when he DHs when he doesn't. But I just see a different guy. I know struck out in his second at bat, but that was an outstanding at bat, as his other 2 have been.
Wilson Contreras 1 out of 2 with a single.
We're not on TV Friday, are we? That's the Apple game.
That's right.
Should we wish Contreras a happy 30th birthday now?
Now,
maybe?
yeah.
Okay.
Here it comes. And a swing and a miss. Let's send it downstairs. Taylor McGregor.
30 years old, still hitting the ball really strong. Strongest of his career, in fact. Here's our Charmin Ultra Strong stat of the day. He is leading the National League in hard hit rate. So 59.7% of the balls that he puts into play are hard hit, which means an exit velocity of 95 miles an hour or plus. Patrick Wisdom, you see, 5th on that list. Pretty good company to keep. But when you put the ball in play and you hit it hard, good things usually happen.
Yeah, no question. Last year on balls 95 and above, batting average was 500. It's a bit under that this year, but in the mid 4s. So you keep hitting the ball 95 and above, which constitutes, as Taylor said, a hard hit ball. And again, the hard hit rate is on balls in play. It's usually going to work out well for good results.
I think about the ball that Kim hit last night in the second inning. Went it over 108.
108.9.
That turned into a double play.
Yes, it did. Sometimes you just got to say, okay, the process was good. It was hard hit. I mean, there's so many ways to look at it. It's you make a great pitch, you break a guy's bat, and it dunks in for a hit. You make a terrible pitch, a guy hits a rocket right at a fielder, and it's an out. But if you keep doing the one where you make a bad pitch and they hit it really hard, eventually it's not going to go to a fielder. Eventually it's going to find some green space or go over the fence. And similarly for a hitter, yes, you want results, you want hits, but if you stay in good process, if you hit the ball hard, good stuff's going to happen. Contreras with a count 3-1.
How about some good stuff right here?
Yeah, that's a strike.
With Contreras, guys, one of the things Rossi's pointed to, he's using all parts of the field. So he's putting the ball in play, but hitting it hard to all parts of the field. So yes, put the ball in play, but he's really been consistent in using the entire field. 13
opposite field hits. That leads the team and in the top 5 in the NL.
I send him. I do.
There he goes. Pitch is inside. And ball 4. You're right on the money, partner. So runner on the move, but a walk, and now 2 on and nobody out. And here comes Ian Happ, who's wrapped into a fielder's choice, and then also come up with a single off the glove of Eric Hosmer.
I love that when Rossi gets a chance to manage, when the game's close, I mean, he likes to put it in motion. You just go back to Ian Happ and that stolen base. Okay, why are you running? You know, you got the time running home plate. But wait a minute. This team doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Wait a minute. Now maybe we got a guy, a local guy here that's going to start hitting some more home runs, and maybe it'll become contagious. Right there, if you're afraid of a strikeout, throw him out. You can't send him. I'm not afraid. I trust my guy. He's going to swing and a strike. Nice opportunity right here for a guy that had a base hit the last time up.
Ruben Niebla's visit is over, and Ian Happ will get a chance to hit. Cubs an opportunity to tie this thing up, maybe more. Cubs are 12th in the National League in runs per game, and in terms of home run rate, next to last in terms of frequency of homers. Next to last in the National League. There's ball 1 to Ian Happ.
I just think that number of runs scored, you know, when you get 21 in a game, you know, the last couple of years has kind of been like that. You get 14 in a game, and then you go a week with, you know, getting 10 the whole week. I think it should be like golf, you know, where you kick out your top 10 scores and you get to kick out your bottom 10. Right there in the heart of things, that's where your handicap is. That's the number of runs you score per game. I don't know, it's just me thinking.
I kind of like that, actually.
2-0, 2-0. Damage.
Center field, and coming on is Okar. So activity in the bullpen. It was Steven Wilson up for San Diego, and with 1 out after Happ retired. Yep. Here comes Ryan Christensen, who is their bench coach and acting manager, and a point to the pen.
He was 1 out away from 5 innings the last time. He left a couple of men on, that being Clevenger. You know what? They both scored. He leaves again in the 5th inning with a couple of men on. Let's hope they score.
Padres 3, Cubs 2, but the Cubs with 1 out and 2 aboard. Fans, a reminder, check out the all-inclusive Maker's Mark Barrel Room with a nod to a speakeasy decor. Members of this intimate club enjoy incomparable artisan menus and mixologist crafted cocktails. This underground gem provides an exclusive view of the visitors' batting tunnel. Scan the QR code for more information. New pitcher here, and Steven Wilson takes over.
Picked up a save a couple of days ago against Miami, but the first 2 guys he faced reached base in that ball game. First pitch was a base hit, then he walked the next guy. Bob Melvin showing a lot of patience, knowing that his closer Taylor Rogers was not available. He was down. A lot of guys might have made a move to make a move. All right, you know, he's not sharp. Let me bring somebody else in. But Bob Melvin stuck with him, and he got it done.
You look at their pitching and you break it down to unit starters versus relievers. The starters have been more of their anchor. It's been the bullpen that hasn't been as good. They rate the 12th best out of 15 teams ERA in terms of bullpen at 4.35.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah. Here's Wisdom, 2 on, 1 out. And strike 1 to Patrick. Wilson with a 4-seam fastball. It gets up there about 95. And he throws a slider and the occasional changeup.
I see a lot of sliders in this at bat.
That's the spot right there for Wisdom that is tough. It's in the strike zone. It's not a spot he's proven to be able to handle. If he had his druthers, he'd probably just lay off of that pitch. Not so easy.
Well, you know, that was a problem early in Mike Trout's career. That was a location where people tried to go.
Yep.
With Mike Trout, though, if you missed it, you lost it. I'd like to see one unlocated right here.
2 on, the 0-2. Outside. Ortega's at second. Contreras is at first.
You got a lot of room between the first baseman and second baseman because they're trying to hold Ortega close.
Pushed foul out of play as that goes sizzling off into the seats.
Even his foul balls go a long ways.
Yeah, he's super strong. I mean, it is. I mean, there are times when it feels like he just touches it and the ball just explodes off the bat. Wilson ready, and a 1-2. Runner takes off for third. That throw goes into left field. Scrambling home is Ortega, and the Cubs have tied it up. An errant throw from Nola.
Yeah, I want to high five David Ross right now, huh? I don't like what I'm seeing. Nothing good's happening right here. Let's go. Off and running. I don't care if they're holding them on. We got a better chance of stealing 90 feet and maybe something good happen than we do of getting a clutch hit. He saw what happened in the first inning. First 2 guys on, nothing happened. All of a sudden, here in the 5th inning, same 2 guys were on. David Ross says, I'm going to make something happen.
On the ground towards third, Machado, and they tag out Wilson Contreras. Don't get the runner at first, and now what are Hosmer and Cronenworth arguing to Clint Bondrak?
I think they're going to try to say that Contreras was in the way, and he impeded the opportunity to make a double play. Come on, Willie, you got to get back there. There's no reason for that. I don't see anybody changing their mind on this. It doesn't look like, it just looked like he made a mistake base running.
Oh, he's kind of.
Well, Cronenworth ran into him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see. what happens if you don't send Ortega?
Yeah.
Ground ball, double play,
You're
inning
right.
over. You don't score again. Mentioned Derek Jeter once. I might as well go ahead and do it again. And I asked him one time, and Boog, you've heard this story many times. We've worked together for a long time, but I asked Derek Jeter on the air one time, what makes Joe Torre such a great manager? He only manages when he has to. Well, that might have been a situation there that something had to be done. Not afraid to do it.
Yeah, David Ross getting aggressive. Has tied this game up. By the way, that's the first time the Cubs have stolen third this year. Rivas a homer his last time up. StatCast powered by Google Cloud, and a look at Rivas' drive to center that just got out. 404 feet. And a little below the average height of a major league homer. Got enough of it, his second of the year.
Ooh. Right on that one, too. You know, we saw a replay on that home run, and it looked like there was a chance to make that play.
Yeah, Zokar was right on the edge of the wall.
Does Trent Grisham make the play?
Ooh, that's a great question.
He's got a gold glove on his mantle. They've seen him do it here in San Diego a few times.
I think this is what you're talking about. Take one more peek. I mean, look, this is not easy stuff, right? But
ooh, I didn't see that view.
Off the mitt, and
yeah.
I mean, that's. I don't even think that's. Is that going out? If he doesn't touch it, I'm not positive that's going out.
Wow.
You bring. I mean, look, you bring up a great topic, because if you make me answer, I think my answer is yeah. I think Trent Grisham probably catches that, but
the more I looked at it, I mean, the easier it looked. He got there. He was just kind of off balance and maybe a little out of sorts.
Got one in the dirt.
Love it.
And scrambling down to second is Wisdom on a wild pitch. And now the Cubs can take the lead with a single.
Love it. Love it right here. Anticipating the ball coming out in the dirt. There it is. Go. Go. That's Mike Napoli down there at first base, reminding the base runner, to take a chance. This is the perfect spot to do it. They throw you out. It doesn't mean it was the wrong play. It just didn't work. All right. Makes this at bat a little bit easier for Rivas. Doesn't take another home run.
Choking up ever so slightly. 2-2. He was joking pregame. They're talking. He and Nico Horner have played against one another for quite a while. Played against each other in college. I was asking if Rivas, who pitched, if he ever faced Horner, and they didn't remember that being the case. There's Nico. They played together in the Cape. In the air down the left side. And that'll move off out of play. And Nico was teasing him. They were talking about some summer league they played in together, and Nico said, "What'd you hit, like 400 in that league?" And Rivas goes, "Nah, like 465."
And he's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
I'm sure he was being
not
honest.
that guy. He was being totally honest.
Just trying to help Nico get it right.
Yeah. That's what you're listening to. Elite level guys have that conversation. This is where I think he's special, where he gets 2 strikes on him, and then, a medium borderline-ish pitch. He doesn't panic. He takes it for a ball, and now, he's going to hunt a strike. And if they don't give it to him, more often than not, he's not swinging at it. Wisdom at second. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Well, he got him with the heater. Wilson strikes out Rivas. Cubs, they'll get the equalizer on the stolen base and the error by Nola midway in the fifth. We're tied at 3. Champion Chicago's Sky are now on Marquee. Don't miss tomorrow's game as the defending champs take on the New York Liberty. Tune in Marquee tomorrow at 7 p.m. And, of course, available on DirecTV, channel 664. All Marquee programming.
Can I repeat that?
Yeah, go ahead.
WNBA champion.
That's right.
Chicago Cubs.
Candace Parker and company winning it all. Pitch to Myers, and that's a strike. Will Myers, an RBI infield single, and he has lined to short.
Exit velocity of about 30.
Yeah.
Ground ball to Wisdom that he just beat out.
Will Myers, one of the few guys going no batting gloves. He does have that little protector on the right thumb. Bounce towards third. Wisdom. Patrick throws him out. Myers retired, and a 1 away. And the batter now will be Luke Voigt. Voigt, couple of walks. He scored a run. Padres and Cubs here at Petco, and we're all tied up 3-3. Boog Sciambi, Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor, thanks for joining us here.
You know, Boog, I got to admit, I didn't know defensively what we were going to have on the left side of the infield, even when spring training was over. I mean, I thought it might be okay. It's much better than okay.
Yeah, the range of Horner, Wisdom with good hands and a great arm. And obviously they've worked at it. And look, you always want good defense, right? But this is more still of a contact-based staff than it is a swing and miss staff. So the ball's going to be in play more.
Great point. Great point. You know, Wisdom said many times he loves playing behind Kyle because he's going to be busy.
Sure. Gesellman gets Voigt a strikeout. Let's throw it downstairs. Hello, Taylor McGregor.
Hello, guys. Okay, so I had our stats guy Dan Hyatt dig up some notes. We've been talking about how Padres pitchers have pitched deep into games, and of course the way that starting pitching has evolved throughout the years. So look at this. I had him dig up the amount of starts that we've seen from last year into this year, just about 2,800. And Sut, throughout your career, 392 starts. Now, you pitched just about a seventh of as many games as we've seen, again, all through last year into the early parts of this year, and you threw 20 more complete games.
Oh, my gosh.
How about that?
That's amazing.
That was the Red Baron right there.
That's the Red Baron.
It's the Red Baron.
Look
it's almost
at that
as
beard.
Amazing as the photo.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it? I mean, just look, the game's changed, Sut, but you step back and, I mean, that's the whole league, dude.
Yeah. But you know what I think of? So you take the league out, and you put me and Fergie up there.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yep.
All right, let's grab a lead.
Gesellman looking sharp, gets him 1, 2, 3. Wisdom, a couple of plays. We'll head to the 6th. We're tied at 3. Memorable moment. It's brought to you by Prevagen. We flash back September 9th, 2019. In his first major league at bat, Nico Horner punches an 0-2 Cal Quantrill offering to right. It's his first big league hit. Nico come up with 3 hits in the day, 4 runs batted in. Made him the first Cup player to collect at least 3 hits and 4 RBI in his big league debut since D. Fondy did it in 1951. Nico, by the way, the first guy from the 2018 draft to make the majors. I mean, he's basically, you said it yesterday, he was sitting at home. He was on his couch, right?
Yeah.
This one popped up, and that'll get out of play. All right, let's talk for a second. And again, I'm sure that there are going to be some people that are going to be frustrated by this, but Nico Hoerner's one of these guys right now that he doesn't want to hear about hard hit rate because he's been hitting the ball really hard, and he just hasn't had anything to show for it. 8 batted balls of 95 and above, 1 hit in his last 3 games. The big league average is 463. That's why we talk about hard hit rate. If you hit it 95 or above, you're hitting 463, and Nico's like, yeah, but I'm 1 for my last 8.
You just said that he doesn't want anybody to talk about that, and you talked about it last night.
I know. I know.
I think he would give you permission.
Popped up on the infield. Hosmer makes the catch. And Nico Hoerner retired.
It's the first time I've seen Steven Wilson in person, and you know, you look at the numbers and the appearances that he's had. Padres are 10-2 in the games that he's been in. This is one of those guys in the bullpen that can come in these middle innings, put up a couple of zeros, give your offense a chance. Really, when you talk about the offense for San Diego, you're talking about Machado and Hosmer. But you know, like you were talking about with you know, the old-time guys and this and that. I mean, I think back to '84 and Tim Stoddard. I love mentioning guys from back in the day that, I mean, Tim Stoddard had a great year. He had a bunch of wins, a lot of holds, and just handed the baseball to Lee Smith to finish it off back in '84.
Popped up, Machado wandering out, and Manny makes the call to grab.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's recharge and play. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well.
Wasn't Tim Stoddard a good hoop player? Did he go to NC State? Am I making that
Yeah,
up? Okay.
yeah.
He win a national title with David Thompson?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bill Walton. Yes. Yeah, that guy. Coached at Northwestern for a long time. Great dude.
Is he bigger than you?
I think we're about the same height, but yeah, he was big. I remember one time Keith Moreland charged the mound against the Mets and Eddie Lynch, and you know our bullpen was just right there.
Right.
And Lee Smith and Stoddard come running in, and a lot of the Mets started running the other way. And the thing I remember as I got out there was their bullpen was taking their time. I don't. Oh.
Sutcliffe, Stoddard, and Smith. That is a no thank you.
Well, it wasn't like Zonk needed any help.
Right, fair enough. Fair enough. 2 outs, bases empty. We're in the 6th, 3-3 game. Wilson deals. Gomes hits it to third. Machado handles the chance. And a nice pick at first by Hosmer. One, two, three, go the Cubs. We're midway in the 6th here in San Diego, and we're tied up by Wintrust. The Cubs and the Padres tied at 3. Alfonso Rivas with a big swing, a 2-run homer. Wade Miley, 3 innings, his Cub debut, 5 walks. The issue. Gesellman pumps a fastball past Austin Nola. 8-9-1. Nola, Zokar, and Cronenworth. In the air, right field, chasing back Ortega, and he'll play it off the wall. Throw comes in, and Nola is safe. It's a leadoff double.
A lot like with the Chicago Cubs, the Padres are really happy with their catching situation. Nola's a guy that handles his staff real well. When he needs a little bit of a break, Alfaro comes in with some power and that great arm that we talked about. Talking with a couple of their pitchers yesterday before the game. It doesn't matter who's behind the plate. They both feel real confident.
I think they're reviewing whether
he was out.
Yeah, Nola. I think maybe he popped off the base.
He kept the tag on him the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on. Get a nail off there. He goes right there. Keep it on him. Yes. You see that? Yeah. Watch this. Watch his legs. Watch him spread. Right now, he picks that one up to get it out of the way, and there's a gap there. Watch him. Hold on. Right there. Right there. He gone.
I think you're right.
That's a baseball player, Nico Horner. That is a baseball player.
Dan Iasonia, the crew chief. Second baseman, or the second base umpire, Clint Vondrak, on the call.
Come on. That's an easy one. You heard the crowd here in San Diego. Get him out of there.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner came off the base. It's out. Chicago retains their challenge.
So David Ross and company pressing the challenge button, and it worked. And credit Nico Horner keeping that tag on there. Great job by Nico.
I know you're in love with the review system now.
Well, I like that they tell us. That's
yes.
for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
you've been for that for a long, long time.
Yeah, no doubt.
How about not that long ago before they reviewed anything? Yeah. Man on second. Here we are in the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's a great point. So 1 out now, and Zokar swings through that one. 25-year-old getting his first taste of the majors right here. Starting in center here tonight. We saw him last night in right.
Let him take a bite out of the breaking ball away here. Spin it. Oh, you got to be a little bit closer than that. Get him here. Get him here.
Gesellman, outside corner, ring him up. And Robert Gesellman gets Jose Zokar.
Robert's a different guy than what we saw the first time out. Had a lot of traffic. I mean, we all know that spring training was different. The lockout, not everybody got the innings and the work that they needed. This guy is all of a sudden gaining a lot of confidence from his manager, David Ross.
He's also got awesome hair.
We've had awesome hair all night, haven't we?
That's a fair point. There's Cronenworth. And that one missing for ball one. Cronenworth, a couple of hits. Slicing line drive, and that's a base hit out into left center. Happ picks it up, fires it towards second. That was like a carbon copy of his double the last time.
A nice ovation from the crowd on that double. What would it have been like if all of a sudden Austin Nola was still at second base coming around to touch home? A lot more than what you heard there. All right, great job. An opportunity to win this ball game. Now turn it over to one of your buddies.
Chris Martin coming in. And we've got a pitching change. So Robert Gesellman will yield to the tall Texan, Chris Martin. Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by University of Chicago Medicine. Tougher, stronger, smarter. By Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Fubo TV. And by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. Back here in San Diego, Petco Park. And we are tied at 3 apiece. New pitcher is brought to you by Budweiser, and here is Chris Martin.
I remember when all of a sudden the Cubs were able to sign him, the excitement from bullpen coach Chris Young. There was a lot of things about him that they liked, and they took him down there into the lab, Boog, that we've seen and talked about a few times, and they didn't like where his strikeout rate was. They thought he had more ability than that. If they were able to tighten up that slider a little bit, put him in the lab, all of the cameras and everything that they did, they saw where the spin rate was not like it was where it could be and should be. They altered some grips, and the next thing you know, as far as the computer was concerned, he had a good slider. Like that.
In for a strike. Martin, who debuted in 2014 with the Rockies, pitched a tiny bit with the Yankees in 15, then went over to Japan, and in 16 and 17 was teammates with a guy named Shohei Ohtani.
Oh.
And back here to the Rangers, the Braves, and now a Cub. Ground ball, knocked down Rivas. And everybody's going to be safe. I think Rivas didn't realize that there was a chance maybe to get the runner at first. But great work in saving a run as that one was ticketed for the right field corner.
I know what he was thinking. I mean, it's kind of like as a pitcher when you got a guy on second, there's ground ball over there, and the first baseman feeds it to you, and you got to turn real quick to look to see if the runner at second's rounding third to score. He wanted to make sure that go-ahead run did not score. What a tremendous play, completely full out. I mean, you saw his range going towards second base. I mean, it's every bit as good going down the line, knocks it down there, and his only thought was not to let that run score.
And now it's Machado as they chant Manny. And strike one to Machado. Machado, a walk, he's grounded into a double play, and he's grounded to short. So Profar a single. Martin and Contreras using PitchCom here. On the ground, and a fair ball. Hits off the sidewall. One run is in. Happ collects it. Gets it to Nico, and Machado comes through. Man, oh man, he just has not stopped hitting.
it won't be long if Manny Machado continues to hit like this that instead of chanting Manny, you're going to hear him chanting MVP. I think that was a split-fingered fastball that just didn't have that late dive to it. An outstanding effort there on the part of Wisdom, but the ball was just simply hit too hard.
Yeah, it was a split. And Wisdom did everything he could. Second and third. And a bouncer. Knocked down. One run comes in. And VR saved the second run from coming in. Hosmer finds space.
That's the second time that the Padre first baseman has been able to hit a fairly weak ground ball up the middle. Not a whole lot on that right now. It bounced a couple of times before it got to the infielder, but perfectly placed. What an inning here in the bottom of the sixth inning for the Padres. 6 guys have come to home plate, 5 guys with hits, 3 guys with extra base hits.
Five-three Padres, bottom 6. And that's in for a strike.
The stuff is good, the command's not. That wasn't a well-located fastball there. That was.
95 up and in.
It's really the first time that Contreras' glove has not had to move. See it up there? Get it up there. There you go. It's just been about command.
Snap throw, safe at first.
Rivas he's like Mark Grace putting that tag on down there.
Quick hands.
Yeah.
Soft hands. And that guy leading at first knows a thing about it. Pretty good in that department. Two and two now. Will Myers 1 out of 3. A single, a line out, and a ground out. 7 of the 11 hits and all 5 runs with 2 down. Martin, there goes Hosmer. Pitch is cut on and missed. Struck him out. But the Padres managed to score twice in the inning and take a 5-3 lead. Fans, a reminder, don't miss your chance to watch the Cubs action from the all-inclusive, unique atmosphere of the rooftops across Wrigley Field. Book your experience now. Visit WrigleyRooftops.com. A new pitcher will be Robert Suarez.
Get it ready. This right-hander can get it up there in a hurry. Picked up the win on Sunday before the Cubs got to town. A couple of shutout innings, giving Jorge Alfaro an opportunity to hit a walk-off 2-out 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning against Miami.
So it'll be VR and then Ortega and then Contreras against his right-hander. He goes four-seamer, sinker, changeup. And then he'll mix in the occasional curve and cutter.
I don't even know if he can hit. But I'm
Suzuki?
Thinking, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how you read my mind.
I'm going to round you a little bit.
I mean, I'm just hoping he's down there in the cage right now, getting some swings in. And if there's an opportunity to tie it or win it, I like that guy.
5. Robert Suarez average four-seam fastball 97.5.
Well, there's more than that. I mean, it's not only the velocity, but look at the location. You want it in on the hands? All right, now where do you want it?
Way high. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Let's go downstairs to Taylor.
Rafael Ortega coming up, one of 2 stolen bases we've seen this evening's Cubs trying to be aggressively smart on the base pass this year. So when they get the chance to steal a base, maybe take an extra base when the ball's put in play. So going first to third on a single, going first to home on a double. 51% of the time when they're having a chance to take an extra base, they're doing so, which is way higher than they were last year. And Rossi's saying they know they're a contact-oriented group, so they want to put themselves in advantageous situations to always drive home the run, because they know, again, slugging not going to be as high as other teams. So if they have opportunities to put guys in good situations, they're going to do so.
Yeah, got to exercise good judgment. Take that extra 90 is the emphasis. Hosmer handles that to Suarez. Ortega retired.
That's a great point Taylor just made there. You think about the stolen base last night. Was in the top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Jason Hayward at first base was able to pick it up. Contreras drives him in. Never know how big that run was. It seemed like all Kyle Hendricks needed was the run he got in the first inning. But both of the stolen bases here in the game tonight have turned into runs. You just can't steal first right now.
Right.
I thought you said their bullpen was horrible.
I don't believe that phrase actually came out of my mouth, but I did say that statistically.
What is it, like 12th or something?
12th in ERA.
Well, that's
12th
bad.
in bullpen out of 15 teams. It is. Indeed, it is.
7 in a row, their bullpen. That horrible bullpen is retired.
I thought you said there, but I didn't actually say, but no, fair. I mean,
it seemed that way.
Right. No.
I mean, like.
The best thing is, I think if we were to replay the tape, what actually happened is I said their bullpen ERA is 4.35, and you said, oh, that's bad.
No. Yeah.
Base hit into center, and Contreras with another knock. So how about Wilson? He is now 9 for his last 14.
He had 3 hits last night in the first game of the year against these Padres. He had 3 hits last year in 15 at bats against the same team. Ian Happ last year against the Padres, 2 for 20. Last night, 2 for 4.
Happ 1 for 3 here. Came in 7th in the National League in on-base percentage, .396.
You know, we were both talking about how strong Patrick Wisdom is. This guy's a man in the weight room too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Must be that great coffee that he makes.
Going downstairs.
98.
2 balls and a strike the count with Contreras the runner at first. Cubs down a couple. Machado leading the National League, leading the major leagues as well. But Hosmer, but Happ on that list also. Guys that don't make outs. There goes Contreras. That one cut on and missed. Happ is gone. And it's time to stretch here in San Diego. Cubs down a couple midway in the 7th. Back here in San Diego, it's a 5-3 Padre lead. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule, and it is brought to you by Sloan. All right, one more tomorrow here in San Diego as the Cubs and the Padres wrap up this series. Off day on Thursday, and then Friday game will be on Apple TV. Saturday and Sunday back here on Marquee against the Diamondbacks, and then it's back home for 3 against the Pirates and 4 against the D-backs. And the new pitcher will be Michael Gibbons.
Been outstanding so far this year. See that ERA. Gave up a couple of runs in a game back at the end of April, but has not given up a run here in the month of May. Last pitch 3 days ago. See those 16 pitches that he threw. That was against the Dodgers. I didn't know he threw that hard. 96 miles an hour every now and then. He's got that unique kind of lower arm slot, which if you haven't seen it before, got to be a little bit difficult to figure out.
Yeah, we talked about he was originally drafted as an infielder, and his first full season as a minor leaguer. Lifted in the air out towards right center. Ortega and Hayward. It'll be Jay Hay to make the catch, and there's one away. For Michael Gibbons, his first full season, his double play partner on the infield was Manny Machado, and he had Jonathan Scope at third as he played second with Machado and Scope in the Orioles system.
Another thing I did not know when I woke up this morning. I do know that on opening day, Michael Gibbons was credited with the win. Came in against Milwaukee, got an out in the 8th. David Robertson closed it out. Might be time for another win for Michael Gibbons.
A swing and a miss, and Gibbons able to get Voit, and now we'll face Ha-Seong Kim.
When we talk about what's a major league fastball, is it velocity? It could be. Is it late movement? Could be. Or is it deception? I don't really see a lot of velocity there. I don't see a lot of late movement, but I see a lot of deception with that glove coming out in front of him and then kind of slinging it like an infielder would have.
Yeah, some funk, right?
Yeah. He knows how to pitch.
By the way, congratulations tonight to Reed Detmers, Angels lefty, who tossed a no-hitter. Angels top prospect coming into the season. Angels blanked the Rays 12-zip, and a no-no for the southpaw.
Wow.
How about this? A no-hitter, 1 walk. He struck out 2.
That's some good defense.
Well, it's weird, right? And today, like, if I said that to you 20 years ago, somebody threw a no-hitter and struck out 2, you wouldn't blink at it. But now it's weird.
Nolan Ryan never did that, I'll bet.
Awesome stuff. And San Diego Cub fans, join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy and it's free to register. Click on the QR code to sign up now. New pitcher will be Luis Garcia, burly right-hander with a 2.08 ERA. He likes that sinker, and he gets a lot of ground balls.
You just keep opening. When they open that door down there to the bullpen for the Padres, that somebody comes out that we can hit. .98 miles an hour with all of that sink. He's got a split. He'll throw a curve. 84, 85 miles an hour. Came over from St. Louis, I think, didn't he?
He did. He had a really good year last year. Oh, 2 on Wisdom. Patrick 0 for 3. Cubs need base runners right here. And that one on the inside corner. Wisdom frustrated.
For all the true Cubs fans, your card has arrived. Get the exclusive Cubs debit card when you sign up for Cubs checking from a Wintrust Community Bank. Also, get a $300 bonus when you open your account. Show your pride with every purchase. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs today.
One down, and here's Alfonso Rivas. John Shambi, Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor here at Petco Park as Rivas fouled that one off his foot. Rivas, a 2-run homer. As he takes outside, and he continues to play good defense.
A couple of ways to win a game. Run production, run prevention. You get them both with this young man.
Yeah, no doubt. That's in for a strike. By the way, since 1980, there have been 3 no-hitters where the pitcher has had 2 or fewer strikeouts. Francisco Liriano in 2011 and Jerry Royce for the Dodgers in 1980 in San Francisco.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Were you there for that one?
Yeah. Jerry Royce got me in a lot of trouble one night. He was out on the mound, our best pitcher. All of a sudden I go down to watch him warm up thinking I could learn something.
Rivas down on strikes. And there's 2 away.
While he's warming up, I'm hungry. Off-speed pitch. Able to get him. I mean, that was just a great sequence with that fastball in. I'm hungry and I smell the Dodger dogs down there in the bullpen. I don't have no money. I don't have my wallet, but there's some baseballs there. Take a ball over to the stand, and I said, hey, can I trade you a ball for a hot dog? They said, sure. Let me make it a double Dodger dog for you. You want anything on it? Yeah, mustard, relish would be nice. I take it in the dugout. I go in that little tunnel down there. You know the story. I'm about halfway through it. First inning, first hitter, Jerry Royce gets hurt. Trainers come out. He goes off. They holler down, Rick, you're in the game. One more bite, throw the hot dog in the trash, and I'm running into the mound. Tommy Lasorda's waiting on me.
Base hit for Nico Horner. So that rocket finds some space with 2 outs, a man aboard, and tying run will come to the plate. So you come in and.
Yeah. 50,000 people there. I go to get the ball from Tom, and he pulls it back, and he just starts airing me out. I had a huge glob of mustard and relish on my shirt. Don't blame me. That was Jerry Royce's fault.
Fair enough.
That was not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what could happen right now? We needed a 2-run homer to tie it in the top of the 3rd. Got it. Come on, Jay Hayes. Stay hot.
Jason, a walk, a strikeout, and a pop out. Had a couple of hits last night and a stolen base. Padres lead 5-3. They've out hit the Cubs 11-8. That one foul off that third base side.
How do you get that much movement on 99 miles an hour?
Yeah.
No wonder he had that great year with the Cardinals.
Chop to first. Hosmer handles the chance. And that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, a man left. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-3. San Diego, the Padres will come up to hit in the bottom of the 8th. And the Cubs trail at 5-3. Fans, check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer for your next client, corporate or family function, like the Legend Suite, which includes an all-exclusive suite experience, pregame tour, and best of all, a visit from a former Cubs player during the game. For more information on all premier options, visit Cubs.com/premier. It's Daniel Norris for the 8th time.
Thought he might be an option to start the game tomorrow. Cubs have not made an announcement on who that might be. I know that Mark Leiter Jr. was in the house.
Yep.
Earlier today, pregame. That could be the option. I don't think they're ready to run Keegan out there as a starter yet. I think it will happen. I mean, I don't know, but
yep,
that's my opinion.
Good stop by Contreras. 1-2 now.
David Ross trying to figure out tomorrow. A lot of things that the Cubs skipper has had to go through. Got the off day on Thursday, and then the Cubs play 13 straight games. Drew Smiley on Friday, will be called again on Saturday, and Wade Miley will be out there Sunday.
Swing and a miss. Norris gets a Zokar, and there's one away.
I like this guy. He's a pro. He's got good stuff. Good command down in the zone there. Not messing around with the young outfielder. Let's get this guy.
Cronenworth 3 hits. Drills that one out to center, but Hayward makes the call on the grab. 2 away now. 8, 9, and 1 scheduled in the Cubs order in the ninth.
I see a big left-hander warming up in the Padres bullpen. Oh yeah, it's a guy that couldn't quite get here in time for a save on opening day. The rest of the bullpen blew that game for Bob Melvin, but that closer situation is solved now.
Horner handles, squares, and throws out Profar. And the Padres are gone in order. Rogers coming in. Cubs down a couple. Gomes, VR, Ortega scheduled.
Hey there, Cubs fans. Coming your way on Cubs Post Game Live.
Yeah, guys, look forward to checking in with you. But first things first, see if Cubs can muster a couple of runs against Taylor Rogers, who's been sensational so far. A dozen games, 11 2/3. Goose eggs across in terms of ERA.
Cubs need a base runner. We talked about it earlier. We don't know if Suzuki's available or not. Maybe to come off the bench, pinch hit for Ortega. Hopefully with somebody on base. He's going to be looking at a tall left-hander, 94 miles an hour with a lot of sink. An all-star just a year ago, Taylor Rogers.
Twin brother Tyler, really good reliever with the Giants.
Did they get in a game together?
They did.
Oh, okay. Thought I heard that. He'll throw that slider anytime.
I think the finishing decision was he had the win and Tyler suffered the loss, or he had the save and Tyler suffered the loss in a game earlier this year. And then there's Trevor Rogers, no relation, in Miami's. And we get some good Rogers out there.
Yeah. Cubs need a base runner.
Two and two now on Yan Gomes, who's 0 for 3.
A lot of people in San Diego were talking about Rogers being that final piece to a team that could win it all. Makes Cub fans look back at Aroldis Chapman, who ended up being that final piece.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
So he paints the outside corner with sink at 94 miles an hour. He starts this one out like it's going to be that. And look at the movement on that. Who's got a breaking ball that moves more than he does?
Yeah, it's nasty. Well, one down with VR at the plate. And a swing and a miss. And we have an answer to your question. Seiya Suzuki is available.
Asking assistant hitting coach Johnny Washington there, what was that? Slider, curveball. guys left on base for the Cubs tonight, particularly in the first 2 innings.
Strike. And it's 1-2. Yeah, Cubs have left 7 here in this one. The other thing, too, Sut, 1 for 9 with men in scoring position has been a part of the story tonight. The 1-2, a little bit low. We are starting at second base tonight. If you just joined us, Nick Madrigal going on the IL with some back tightness. Ildemaro Vargas has been brought up. Michael Hermosillo on the IL also. In the air, left field. Profar coming on and makes the catch. Cubs down to their final out. And Seiya Suzuki is going to get a chance to hit.
It's been a great game. It could have gone either way, and it still can. All the Cubs have to do is think back to what the Padres were able to do on Sunday. When they were shut out for 17 innings with 2 outs. Came up with a 3-run homer from a catcher. There's a catcher in the on-deck circle for the Cubs.
Rogers asks for a new baseball. Seiya Suzuki was in the original lineup, scratched. Remember, he left last night's game with some right ankle soreness. And that one in there for a strike.
I think he was originally scheduled to DH, right?
He was.
Wasn't going to play in the outfield,
Yep.
but was going to DH until I guess something went wrong in batting practice. He just didn't feel like he would be able to help the team.
Rogers, and a swing and a miss. 0-2, Suzuki waits. Here it comes. $31,047 here tonight. Inside.
Pretty impressive being able to take that pitch from a guy that you've never seen before.
Two and two, right-hand hitter waits. Suzuki, the pitch. Swing and a liner into center field, and that's a base hit. And the Cubs still alive.
Sure there'll be a pinch runner coming out at this point. What an at bat. I mean, it was that sinking fastball that he pulled off for the second strike. able to spit on a couple of breaking balls down and in that most people chase, and then able to throw a barrel at it.
Yeah, the pinch runner Ildemaro Vargas. As Suzuki comes up with a knock, so here's Contreras. Lefty deals, and that's in for a strike. I don't know that there's anybody else you'd want up at the moment from a Cub perspective.
Suzuki again.
Runner takes off. Vargas will take second on defensive indifference.
All right, that helps a little bit. Ground ball in the hole. Making infielder move around a little bit, a longer throw. They're all almost on the grass back there, trying to knock something down. You know Contreras will be hustling down that line. We saw that turn into a run last night with a throw that got away.
1-1 to Willie. Inside, it hit him. So now first and second, tying run is on base, and Ian Happ will come up.
We talked about the 3 hits that Contreras got last night and the run that he scored. I don't know if we even mentioned the fact he got hit in that back right foot. I think it's in the very same foot, and it might be in the same kind of area that he got hit. But that's called taking one for the team right there. 2 outs, 9th inning, 3-run homer. It happened here Sunday.
Runners take off. That one lashed into right. That's a base hit. Vargas coming in to score. Contreras will stop at third. Ian Happ knocks in a run, and it's 5-4. They won't go away.
Kind of returned the favor here, huh? 2 outs, nobody on, and all of a sudden you rally. The Padres have been doing that all night. It's the Cubs' turn. This gets real interesting right here. Because you throw a breaking ball in the dirt now, it gets away from the catcher. That tying run's just 90 feet away. You hang a breaking ball to a guy that has the power wisdom does? Okay. You know, these fans here have been standing a long time.
Yeah, they have.
Why don't you give them something to sit down for? There's a lot of Cub fans that would like to stand up as they sit down.
Patrick Wisdom 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. But you know how easily he can turn this into a 7-5 game. Oh. I mean, that missed by a lot.
Why couldn't it have missed the glove by a little? What a play by Nola. Oh, my goodness. It wasn't even in the left-handed batter's box. It was outside of that.
Wow. That was a big miss.
There's goalies in hockey that can't make that play.
Contreras at third, Happ at first. 1-0 to Wisdom. And he fouls it off.
Right on it. Right on it. Really for the first time tonight. I mean, that's a great sign.
And that's in there for a strike as Happ sprints to second. Second and third, 2 outs, top 9. Wisdom waits. 1-2. Inside, he hit him. And they're all loaded up. And here comes Frank Schwindel.
Boog, that's that same spot you were talking about.
Yep.
He added some protection down there.
Ruben Niebla coming out, bases loaded. And Frank the Tank gonna get an opportunity right here.
As we both do. When I walked into the clubhouse, I'm going to say it was 3 o'clock, probably 2:30. I walked out onto the field, see what was going on. The 2 guys that were in the cage, Greg Brown, Frank Schwindel.
Yep.
Working on hitting the ball to the opposite field, and at times without a leg kick. Just spreading out and just kind of turning on it to find the baseball with the barrel.
It's been a rough go for Frank. 2 for his last 20. And that one misses.
Rivas pinch hit for Frank Schwindel last night in the 8th inning and walked. How about returning the favor?
Contreras at third, Happ at second, Wisdom at first. We're in the 9th. Cubs down a run. 2 outs. Schwindel waits. Hop foul, 1-1.
You know, we pull for our guys all the time. But I know you feel the same way. There's times when you pull for a guy more than maybe anybody else. This is one of those times for me. This is such a great guy.
Schwindel back in. Popped up, now 1-2. Really good ball game here tonight. Padres 5 runs, 11 hits, and an error. The Cubs 4-10-0. They're loaded up in the 9th. 1-2 to Schwindel. Lefty fires. Swing and a high fly ball. Left field. That one back. Profar at the wall, and he makes the catch. Oh boy. I mean, he just missed it. And that's the way it ends. Holy cow. And the Cubs dugout is stunned. .102.5, and he thought it was gone. And so did I.
So did everybody in this ballpark.
Call on the field is out. Chicago is challenged.
Profar makes the play.
Did he pin it against the wall? Did it hit the wall first and then his glove? That's what's being looked at right now.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. It's an out. The game is over.
Here's what they were looking at. The way Profar played it. Yeah, you can see the fence sort of wrinkle a little bit, but it went into his glove directly.
Wow.
Toast of the game brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. And how about the bullpen for the Padres? Clevenger turned it over to Wilson, Suarez, Garcia, and then Rogers, and they did good work.
Yeah, kind of the one guy that nobody had any success against was the guy the Cubs did the most damage.
If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. So the teams have split the first two. The finale coming up tomorrow here at Petco. Will be a bullpen game for the Cubs most likely, but we'll wait and see. They haven't announced a starter. Nick Martinez goes for the Padres. For Rick Sutcliffe, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm John Sciambi. Thanks so much for watching. Again, your final, Padres 5 and the Cubs 4. The Cubs return to action once again tomorrow against the Padres. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. with Cubs Live. Up next, it's Cubs Postgame Live. Cole Wright, Carlos Pena. Gentlemen, it is all yours.